Welcome to the Qargo Training Academy. Here at the Academy, you can find answers to some of our most frequently asked questions, introductory training videos for new Qargo users, and how to set up and use some of the more advanced features of the software. Let's get rolling and see what is on the agenda today. Setting up rate cards for the variety of pricing models of all your customers can be quite a task. There are lots of options available, and the Qargo system gives a lot of flexibility. Today, we will look at one of the most frequently used pricing models for customers and use this to generate the transport charge on an order. Once the transport charge is set up on the rate card, any additional charges can be added, for instance, fuel surcharges or extras based on priority services or stops. Let's get started. Transport charges based on locations are often determined by postcodes, sometimes referred to as zones or lanes. These can be made up of either specific postcodes or postcode ranges. For these charges, we will look at the stop locations, either collection or delivery stops, or a combination of both. The transport charge, therefore, is based on the range of postcodes between point A and point B. Let's build a new price list. First, let's navigate to the Rates menu and select the Rate Card Customer submenu. Here, you will see a list of all the transport services you offer. You can expand each transport service to see the individual rate cards created. This is where you can open the individual cards and make any edits necessary. We are going to create a new rate card, so we will go ahead and click on Create Price List. Next, let's select the transport service we want to create our new price list under. Now we can start to build the price list details. First, we need to give it a name. It's a good idea to use something that allows you to easily identify the price list, like any customers it might be for, or if there are specific details. For this example, we are going to be building a generic customer price list that has prices based on a route from collection to delivery postcodes. There. This name should help me identify it easily when looking through the list. Next, I'll set the valid from date. The default date will always revert to the current date. Let's save the general information and move on to adding the pricing parameters. Each new price list will automatically have a transport charge, so we can simply click the edit icon, this little pencil here, and begin to add our charge parameters. First, I can set my charge to be valid for a specific time frame. For instance, if I routinely update pricing, I can create these prices to all have a valid from and to date. And by clicking Add Collection, I can quickly copy and update the charge, selecting the appropriate action. For this example, let's just set the valid from date. We'll match my price list and move on to adding the calculations. Remember, for my price list, I am only looking at the route for both collection and delivery. To do this, I'll need to use the calculation method price table. This will let me build out a table with all the separate pricing details. Next, I'll say how I want that price to show. In this case, it will be a fixed amount based on rates that I'm going to enter in the table. Now I have the option showing to edit price table. This is where I can enter all the price data and build my table. Let's build our price table. There are options for up to 3 columns or metrics, but we just need one for the postcode ranges. For the locations, I'm going to select route and stops, which will look at the stop locations specifically. Next, I'll select postcode area, including country and postcode. There are 2 postcode options, full and prefix. Using prefix will only look at the beginning of the postcode, and full will look at the entire postcode value entered. We will select the filter type as between to capture all the postcodes between our starting number and ending number. Now we are going to select the first collection stop. This will be the start of my route, and we will add a stop for last delivery. This is going to give me the range of postcodes from the first pickup to the last delivery that the price will be based on. You will see columns show on the right, and we have built our metrics table. Now I can enter my specific data. If you have specific postcodes for each stop, it is also possible to build the table using this format. Instead of using the option between to set ranges, use equals and include specific postcodes. As a quick note, you'll see 2 options when choosing the between filter. End exclusive will not include the last value, and end inclusive will include the last value. So in the highlighted example, because we use end exclusive, the last value will actually be 1007. All right, we have the details added. The last step is to add the rates. Click on the Rates tab and there is a new table. This one includes the metrics from the previous page. In each row, we see the individual ranges based on the collection and delivery stops that we identified. All that is left is to add the individual rates to each tier. Here's a little tip. If you have rates that apply to more than one section, you can copy them by clicking and dragging the frame around all the fields that you want to copy the rate to. Okay, now we have all our rates entered. Let's make sure we click OK and be sure to click Save on the price list screen. You will need to link the completed price list to your customer so you can begin to use it. Select the customer you want to add to the price list and set the valid from date. And there you have it, a new price list that will create the transport charge for your customer based on collection and delivery locations. Let's build an order and validate that the price list is correct. Remember, our orders will rate based on the location postcodes between the collection and delivery. In order for the rate to apply, the locations must have postcodes that are included in our rate table. Let's build the order. Here we can see the order has rated £200 based on a route with the first collection in BE 3600 and the last delivery in NL 2545. Let's see what happens if I change this to a different delivery location. We can see the price has changed now and is based on the different tier rate associated to the new route. And if I use a location that is not in my table, we can see that no price is generated at all. As you can see, the new table is working as we would expect, pulling the rates through based on first collection and last delivery, just as we expect from our table. So there you have it. We have created the new price list using a price table based on the stop locations, and we have built the order to validate the price list is correct. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed learning a little more about Qargo. Check out the Qargo user manual for more videos and articles and learn what other features can benefit you.